All right. Talana, thank you so much for meeting with me today and letting me record this part of the interview.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So we have chatted for a couple weeks and you're finally here in Florida. You relocated from St. Louis?
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Sunshine State.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Why I told you all about a job and you just lit up when I told you about it. So, why don't you tell me what you were telling me right before this? So you worked in an office, and what did you do there?
I've been a unit secretary for BJC hospitals for the last 5 years,
Mhm.
which was you're answering the main phone lines as well as the patient's phone and sending a message to the nurses for their request. Did completion of admissions and discharges, keeping up with the patient's charts, making sure the correct information is available.
Okay. And then when I started to tell you a little bit about the position, the one of the positions that I have open, you kind of lit up. I told you, some of the folks that you'd be helping and what your duties would be, and tell me what struck you with that when I told you that.
Being that I've worked with like the homeless population before, um, it was something that I said I wanted to get back into as opposed to working at a desk the whole time. I actually enjoy working with people and helping people and being of assistance to people and feeling like I'm making a difference. I like the hands-on approach that in your face. I like the direct service type of position.
Okay, absolutely. And what type of experience do you have with that type of work?
I've worked at a homeless shelter for men. I also worked at a um, home for young ladies and babies, young
Mhm.
girls who've been put out of their homes with their children. And I've
That was
also worked
domestic
at
violence.
this wasn't actually domestic
Oh,
violence. This was just basically young girls having problems at home.
okay.
And it was only for girls and babies. You couldn't be a female without children. And then I briefly just worked at a DV shelter.
Okay. And then for when you were working for with the men, the homeless, what were you doing there? What was your job?
Basically, making sure that they adhere to the rules, uh, monitoring the inflow of traffic, doing intake, as well as assisting them if they needed help with a resume or looking for a job or anything of that nature.
Mhm.
People would donate stuff, so we would be responsible for giving that out. Sometimes assisting with dinner or breakfast, just the general need of the shelter workers. I mean, the shelter clients.
Gotcha. And then it looks like you were office support assistant with the child support division. That was for the state of Missouri. And so you were like a case manager assistant, or what? Tell me a little bit about that one.
I actually was at the front desk, so I
Okay.
was like a receptionist in that position, which required a lot of data entry because we actually got the applications and
Hmm.
input those applications into the system.
Okay. Have you ever done any type of and it's okay if you haven't, like I'm just trying to feel like where your experience level is. Have you ever done like any type of case management like support service of knowing like what resources are out there for people to be able to give them resources, like if someone was in need of housing, okay, where do they go for housing assistance, or if they need food assistance, or if they need, education experience, or childcare, whatever that looks like. Have you ever done any of that in any of your roles that you can think of?
Um, I have helped some of the girls with
Mhm.
things of that nature. I also was a social service aide many years back, which required me to reach out to the community for certain needs of clients that were transitioning from rehabilitation to home that may not
Okay.
have a stable place to go, or they needed wheelchairs or things like that that require me to reach out to the community and try to get those needs assessed, get those
Sure.
needs met.
Okay. So it sounds like your career basically focused majority of your career on helping others. And you did mention that you were in the office, so you have the office side of it. But you've done that for quite a many years that you're kind of getting ready to go back and be a little bit more with the population that needs help.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy most.
Okay, fair enough. And now that you're here, you're available to start when?
As soon as possible.
Okay. Great. And you are in the southern portion of the county, southeast portion of the county. So you're pretty accessible just about all over Volusia County, it seems,
Correct.
location wise. Okay. All right, great. And working with the state and the hospital, you know, we of course do all the reference checks and we'll talk about all of that. But you know, I think it's great that you you know, had those types of positions for your onboarding portion of things. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop this portion of the interview, but don't go anywhere. We got a few more things to talk about. I think I'm going to stop it. Hold on. There we go.